it's one thing to be at the top, but to maintain the top, it takes a different training altogether. So I come back, and then suddenly I start losing in the pre-quarterfinals. I mean, I'm losing to players who are, 20, 30 spots behind me, and, I lose straight in pre-quarters in the first round, and something I've never experienced before, because from 2001 till 2006, straight I played the finals of the national championships straight. So one of
used to winning.
Yeah, and suddenly you're seeing
Now
yourself
you're being trained
lose.
to lose.
And you start wondering what's going wrong. And everybody started blaming the technique. The coach back said, ki,
Your technique was bad.
I told you. And many people started saying ki probably it was fluke.
That victory was a fluke.
And to go to the Olympics was a fluke. I remember there was this one match where I was leading 3-0, and I lost from there 4-3 in the first round to an opponent I've never ever lost to. In one of the international tournaments, I remember I lost to this player from Netherlands, and one game was on 0. And I cannot tell you how much it can hurt for somebody who's always had a graph going up, right? I had never seen defeat at that level. 2010 Commonwealth Games were coming, and I missed the spot in the Indian team. I was the second reserve. And I've been dreaming of that tournament since 2001. I put up a brave face, but really, I lost so much belief by then. And mind you, this is 19, 20, 21, like the peak years, the prime years of your life. I lost so much belief that I changed the technique, the very technique that made me who I was. And I kept losing so much that I remember in one of the tournaments, I actually attempted to harm myself. It was so, they say that when you win in front of the entire nation, but when you lose, you also lose in front of a crowd. And it was so humiliating for me that I could not take it. And I had to really pull myself back into piece together to prove that it was not a fluke, right? So 2009 to 2012, actually, I was not in the Indian team. I got back into the top 8, but I never won a single tournament. I did not make it to the 2012 Olympics, of course. And but what I was doing is I was still working. I changed coaches also in between. I moved to a different city. And the sort of hard work I did at that time, I think, people ask me that, was it a mistake to change your technique? But I think the experience that gave me, I've never worked so hard in my entire life. I was training 3 sessions in a day, apart from one physical session, putting in all the might that you could, doing video analysis, working with the psychologist to eliminate fear from your head. Because when you lose so much, there's a lot of fear that comes in. So working on various aspects to fill in the gaps that were there. And in January of 2013, I finally won the national championships and I was unbeaten in the teams event. And really, that was my moment of pride. I made it back to the Indian team, and when you go to the make it to the team, you get your blazer. And I still remember the first thing I did was I took the blazer and wore it, and I clicked a picture in front of my trophy cabinet, because until then I was feeling so naked, right? You feel that something's wrong, something's not there. You've been stripped of all of that, and that was your honor. Your moment of pride that you kind of made it back again. Yeah, you've made it back. So for me, if you ask me what's been the most proudest moment, was more than playing for India at the Olympics, was actually making that comeback and, bringing that honor back.